Hi there, Rabbi. It's time again for another episode of How to Make America Good Again. Not great, but good. And today we're going to talk about fairness. Now, I have many stories, but one of my favorite ones is the time I was speaking to my grandmother-in-law, who was complaining about how it wasn't fair that she was getting old and had to do all these things for the family. And I said, well, you love your family, don't you? And she said, sure. And I said, well, then you have to be there for them. And she said, but that's not fair. And I said, no, who said it was going to be fair?
And that's our topic. If we practiced our religions, then we wouldn't have to say to people, life isn't fair or the world isn't fair. We could look at each other because fairness refers to treating each other with impartiality, justice, and equity. Our three Abrahamic religions and Hinduism and Buddhism all tell us to treat each other fairly in business and all our interactions. Look at the book of Leviticus. You shall not render an unjust judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the rich. That's what fairness is about. You don't create policies to help this group at the expense of another group. No, no. We're fair to everyone, and everyone has a fair chance. Justice, justice, you shall pursue. Again, in the book of Amos, let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. What a great imagery about fairness. And fairness must not be distorted, it tells us in the book of Exodus, on for either the rich or the poor. Now, since our Abrahamic religions accept the Torah, so everything I just said applies in Christianity. So we want to add Luke, really one of my favorite sayings, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And of course, Rabbi Hillel brought up the other side of the coin, that which is hateful to you. Don't do that to someone else. So if you don't like it done to you, don't do it. And if you would like it done to you, do it. There we have Judaism and Christianity summarizing fairness. And what could be a better name for that fairness rule than the golden rule? Um, Islam. Here we go. O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, rich or poor. Allah is worthy of both. So do not follow the inclination. Do not distort your testimony. Do not refuse to give. Justice, the central pillar of Islamic ethics. Now this quote from the Quran is just again a reflection of Judaism and Christianity. Let not hatred of a people lead you to be unjust. Let me repeat that, Joe, because I think it's more honored in the breach than in practice. Let not hatred of a people lead you to be unjust towards them, because Allah commands justice. And the Buddha taught, do not do unto others what you would not have them do to you. Another version of the golden rule. That's why it's such a great golden rule. Fair treatment in relationships and social roles. And do not pass arbitrary judgments against anyone just because. Hinduism expands this idea of justice and fairness to the entire universe, because then this is going to create a universe of fairness. And we will see the day when we will no longer have to say to someone that the world is just unfair. I never promised you a rose garden.
All right. Well, maybe the Buddha was looking at the Bible when he was coming up with those phrases. Who knows? Catholics do get around. As we know, the Jesuits are everywhere.
For those of you watching and listening, if you want to just bypass God's commandments in the book of Leviticus about treating each other fairly, whenever you're going to vote, when you're going to support a candidate, when you're faced with a personal decision, just recite the golden rule. And you can recite it as to do unto others or don't do that which you don't like. Either way, keep the golden rule handy, and you will then help us create a world of fairness, and we will make America good again.